right. Another nice smallmouth on the new bait that I've been making for confidence baits. This is the 5-inch Wutz. It's basically your average. Let me let him go. See a guy. Your average 5-inch soft plastic jerk bait, like a fluke or a bass assassin, anything like that. It's the same kind of thing, except I've been rigging them on the dragon head. I'll go ahead and show you how we're rigging them. Today we're using the 1/4 ounce dragon head because it's fairly windy. All you need to do, turn that screw right into the tip of the nose, try to get that centered, twist that on there, and twist that on there so it's nice and snug, comes right up to it. And before I put the hook in there, I like to add a little bit of scent. Just got a little bit of smelly jelly here. You open up the bait, shove that in there, center it, and go ahead and poke that through. And what the dragon head and what's it set up does is it'll fall nose down, but that tail will just kind of wiggle there in place. And most of the time I fish this, I just let it sit there. And most of the bigger fish that pick it up, after it's been sitting there 15 seconds or long, they look at it, they see it kind of quiver in there, they think it's alive, they grab it. Now in the summertime we'll use the same bait, except I'm gonna put the 1/8 ounce dragon head on that, because you don't need quite the sink rate that you do when it's windy or when there's more current out. Got another neat bait. It's just a kind of a smaller version of the 5-inch Wutz, and this is the Super Fry. Both of these baits are a laminate. We're going to make laminates, and then we're going to make solids. The laminate is the, one color, a darker color over a lighter color, which really makes a very natural bait fish presentation in the water. So coming to confidence baits soon, the 5-inch Wutz and the Super Fry. The nice thing about the Wutz on the dragon head setup is that you're fishing something that's traditionally that the fish are used to seeing as a twitch bait, and you're really just fishing it like it's a jig. They don't see that presentation too often, so especially with a really realistic looking bait like that, they take it. They just come across it, see it on the bottom, see that tail wiggling a little bit, and they think, yep, easy meal. Oh, he's nice. All right, another big on the Wutz 1/4 ounce dragon head. He's got this thing all kinds of twisted up, but because that's a real durable soft plastic, I'm good to go. Just straighten that thing out, and it can catch a couple more fish. Hope they're as big as this one. Probably the most important thing with this presentation is that you let the bait hit the bottom almost on slack line. I mean, you don't want it being pulled or being twitched on the way down, and then you slowly reel up your slack, and at that point you kind of feel, hey, is there tension there? If it's constant tension, is that a fish holding it in his mouth? Is it a throb, or is it a rock? And if it's a rock, dragon head come to rest on the rock, that's a good thing. That constant tension on the line lets you know that it's not in a fish's mouth. When that tension's interrupted, or when you feel that tick, that's when you know. Whereas if you're constantly moving it and bumping and dragging it along the bottom, one of those bumps that could just be the next rock coming down the coming down the line, that could be your bite. your real subtle take. So you want to make sure that you let it sit and just hold on to that tension, and when it's interrupted, set the hook. One of the most commonly asked questions when I've coached this technique to others before is, how long do you let it sit? And today, you know, most of my hits have been in that 30 to 45 second range. You know, the bait's sitting still for at least 30 seconds. Sometimes it takes longer, but you just need to focus on that tension. You know, you want to think, all right, next second is when it's coming. Then when it does, you'll be ready. Another nice one on the Wutz It and Dragon Head combination. Good. Get him back. See you, guy. Order some Wutz Its and Dragon Heads today at confidencebaits.net.